Young gun, no one that back calling me splurge. Ride me jump right off the curb. Make the sprint fly like a bird. Spin on the first and the third. Solid, I'm keeping my word. Can't be my equal, I don't know what you heard. Crank up the foreign, I swerve.
Got a few things to wrap up. Actually, later today, I've invited a few people. I think about 100 people signed up to doing a free online workshop on how to buy a profitable business in 2025. So it's completely free. Sent personal invites to a few people. I think we've got 100 signups. And it's the day of, and I don't have my presentation ready. So it's not rocket science, and I know how to buy a company, so I just have to gather my thoughts. But got to prepare for that. And then, more importantly, I'm flying to Gambia tomorrow. Going to be in Gambia for a week. And while I'm in Gambia, I'm going to actually skip over to Sierra Leone, which is another country. I'm going to be there for one night. In Sierra Leone, we have meetings with the country's chief immigration officer. It's a long story, but we've basically recently got a mandate to offer Sierra Leonean permanent residency status to high net worth individuals. So essentially what we're doing is we're helping Sierra Leone as a nation attract foreign direct investment into the country. So we've partnered with the government, the chief immigration officer. So we're setting up an entity there. So got to go there, sign a few documents, get that online. So busy, busy, busy. But the focus today, free workshop, how to buy businesses in 2025. I dress optimistic, right? So today I was hoping it wouldn't be freezing and wet and rainy. It's freezing, wet, rainy, and loud. Thank you. Can I get $5,000? Last time I went to Gambia, I showed up at the hotel to pay by card, and my card didn't work because my banks don't like when I travel without letting them know. It's a problem. You wouldn't happen to have one of them fancy bags, would you? Ah, shivering fingers. Cold as hell. What do you say, Oscar? Freezing, huh?
Yeah.
Copenhagen. The equator? Is that what it's called? The equator?
Yeah.
I'm very close to the equator tomorrow.
Yes.
I'm in nice warm weather. These shriveled hands shall be no more. Crying out loud, dude. Let's go get some sushi.
Nice.
We deserve it for having ventured in this cold terrain that is the north, the Nordics. You know what? There's actually a Sticks and Sushi right there.
Yes.
But no.
No.
We just made it. We just made it into the warmth. There's no way we're just like walking 10 meters.
Inside to the reception, just to the 12th, and you'll be there.
Super. Thank you.
No?
I think if you have, let's say, 2 million in cash in your holding company, and you generate 1.5 to 2 million a year in income, honestly, I don't think that there's any difference from having 100 million. All right, Oscar. This place is called Sticks and Sushi.
You don't eat chicken here?
Oh, I do eat chicken here, Oscar.
Yeah? You can get chicken here?
Chicken and rice everywhere, sir. Rice and chicken
Yeah.
all the time, sir. Yeah, they've got something called chicken karagis.
Oh, okay.
Delicious.
On the UK side?
Yeah, the karagi is $5.33. I was in Gambia in May of this year, 2024, and I went there with a few partners. I flew in a partner from Denmark, and we met a few other people. One flew in from Hong Kong, and we had a series of meetings. In like 5 days, we met 6 government officials, including 5 ministers, government ministers, and we basically brought them this project, but the uptake rate hasn't been swift, versus in Sierra Leone, they've really pulled this project. So yeah, I mean, we're basically live in Sierra Leone as of today. We have a mandate to promote the foreign direct investment for the country, and that's going to be awesome, man. And I'm a partner in that structure. The main guy is a good friend of mine named Aziz, so I'm sort of supporting him. But yeah, man, it's going to be fun, and we're setting up basically like a fund that will then have a mandate to attract capital into the country and invest it into the country. So it's a cool project because essentially we're like helping deploy capital into Sierra Leone, which is awesome. And funnily enough, I've been there a few times. I first went to Sierra Leone in 2007. I like the place, Freetown, great city. So I'm looking forward, man. It's gonna be fun. I'm only there for 1 day this time, but it's gonna be a lot of fun, man.
What's the current state of the economy in Sierra Leone?
Good question. I mean, Sierra Leone, you know, they've had their challenges. They would admit that. There was a civil war back in the day, but they have been growing exponentially. They have a population that speaks English, very ambitious people, and they're very serious as well, as far as I can tell. So I would say, I wouldn't say it's booming because it's not, but you know, I would say it's stable and growing.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I would keep an eye on Sierra Leone. I reckon they're gonna do well, and hopefully we can be a part of that. You know, raise a bit of money for the country. That's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it's the bottom line's always fun. And look, I'm a capitalist, but you know, it is always fun when you can do it in a way where you can also see the benefits for like, you know, other people as well, which is cool. Yeah.
That's nice.
So I'm excited, man.
Yeah. So it's not pure philanthropy.
No, it's not philanthropy at all. In fact, to be very transparent, it is a for-profit project. It is just sort of so these are developing countries, right? Meaning there's a lot of things that aren't in place. Infrastructure is not necessarily in place. They have a lot of challenges, and some of these countries don't have the internal resources or the economy to build. So what they need is they need to attract partners. So in the same way, I'm like raising money for my projects.
Yeah.
Essentially, countries need to raise money as well. They just raise them either in the form of bonds, which is debt, or equity, which is foreign direct investment, which is basically money from outside the country being put into the country. And essentially what I'm doing here, Oscar, is equity fundraising for the country. Maybe that's blowing smoke up my own ass, but that's basically what it is, because you're attracting people from other countries outside to put their capital to work in Sierra Leone. So that is essentially equity fundraising, right?
Yeah.
And then it goes into a fund which my partners manage together with me as a partner. Obviously I can't be too involved because I have this other project which is 0 to 100 mil, but let's see. Could be fun.
Yeah.
It will be fun.
We could do a documentary on that journey as well.
I love it, dude.
So we could, on the YouTube channel, we have a 0 to 100 million, and we have a
0 to a developed economy.
0 loan to something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
I don't think I love it. It's a good thing. I think it's a new place to start.
Delicious.
So I saw on your Instagram that you once bought a forest.
Yeah.
What's that about?
So, I think 2 years ago, I bought a forest in Gambia, 1 kilometer long and 2 kilometers wide, in a village called Kiang in Gambia. And basically the story there is, a year before, I was approached by some guys, some forestry people, and they said, Yusufa, you can't get a forest in your country, can you? I said, of course I can. Always say yes. And they said, well, how much can you get a forest for? And I said, probably very cheap, because I sort of understand how things work in my country, and it was a guesstimation. And what I came to understand, they said, okay, go buy a forest and we'll partner with you. So what I came to understand is like, the world has these sort of carbon credits, which is similar to a stock. And in the same way you can buy and sell stocks, which is owning a little piece of a company, you can buy and sell carbon credits. And why do they exist? Well, they exist because like really large corporations, they happen to pollute a lot as part of their daily operations, right? So if you think about really large beer companies like Carlsberg, for example, breweries, or whatever, a large like auto plant, they emit a lot of carbons into the atmosphere. And they have no way of like de-emitting the carbons.
No.
So what they do is they buy credits from people or entities or institutions who have done what's called carbon capture, which is basically either planting trees, because as you may remember, and like growing up, trees, they sort of put out oxygen and they suck in carbon monoxide or carbon dioxide, one or the other. So by either planting trees or by cutting trees from being or stopping trees from being cut down, you are in that way contributing to the atmosphere.
Yes.
And so to incentivize people to do that, you can plant trees or stop deforestation. You can then get certified. And in the same way that a company can get audited, you can have these sort of carbon audits done. There's professional firms like PwC, but for carbon credits. And the whole point is once you've done that carbon capture, you can essentially sell it to offset the carbon footprint of the large carbon emitters. Long story short, big polluting organizations want to pay to have access to these credits so that they can say to their stakeholders, actually, we're not that bad for the environment, because even though we pollute, we provide funding and financing to these other guys who do this other thing that's good for the environment, so we have net carbon neutrality. So that was the project. And basically what we did was we bought this forest with the idea of buying more forest land, planting lots of trees, and stopping them from being cut down. We would then get audited and put those credits out into the market, and that was sort of the business model. It didn't really go that far, so I bought this forest, which I now own, very proud owner of a forest in Gambia, and probably will buy more forests, but just for fun. So that's kind of the story there. So there isn't like an actual business in it. It's frankly, it's a liability because it costs some money and there's no way to generate income necessarily, but it's fun. And you know, one thing I'll say is this community in Gambia where I bought this forest, I did the math, and the capital we put into that community was literally 40% of their local GDP.
Wow.
So literally we grew the local GDP by 40% by partnering with them, right?
Oh, that's
So,
amazing.
Yeah, that feels good. That was cool.
Wow.
So yeah, that's how I came to own a forest in Gambia.
Next up is Gambia.
Next up, Gambia, baby. I love it. Go home, check up on a few things, get a bit of sunshine. I don't need these big ass jackets over there. It's big ass jacket free. Morning, guys. It is like 7 a.m. I'm in Gambia. I'm vlogging because Oscar ain't here. So I guess this is what it's like without Oscar. I gotta do this shit myself now. Let me show y'all my view. Welcome to the Gambia. Staying at a hotel on the beach. So I'm in Gambia to do a few things. I've got a few meetings, and I'm actually gonna take another trip to a different country, Sierra Leone, in 3 days. So it's gonna be fun. Today I have a new videographer coming, Oscar's replacement. Cool guy, his name's Aliu, so you'll meet him. Breakfast, hanging out, and then we're gonna hit the streets, go see a bit of Gambia. But for now, let me get my workout in.
I snap on the track like the fingers of Thanos. Como también nosotros perdonamos a los que nos ofenden. It's all love, all Wimbledon with the pendant. All I have.
Okay, so we're at Coco Ocean. This is the nicest hotel in Gambia, as far as I can tell. You can walk by if you wish. It's supposed to be a 5-star hotel. It's very cool. Right on the beach. So I'm here for 7 days. Got a few things on the agenda today. I just linked up with Aliu, the guy that's replacing Oscar. I'll show you Aliu later. But yeah, so a few things to do. Gotta get something to eat. I just did a workout. The cleaners are cleaning my room. Then I'm gonna drive into the city, run a few errands. But yeah, roll with me, guys. Let's check out Gambia, see what it has to offer.
Calculate the azimuth. The journey was technically unexplainable, hazardous. Rise, young gods, all paths lead to Lazarus. The dry bones that lifted up from the valley dust. The prayers of the slaves are the wings that carry us. A field full of dreams is where they tried to bury us.
Okay, so just took a shower. We're first stop is the golf course, Fajara Golf Course. We're gonna go see a friend of mine who's the new managing director. So I promised her I would sign up to the golf course, so let's go see what that's about. It's my first golf course membership, never tried that before. And then after that, we're gonna go see my friend who's also my lawyer, and we're gonna discuss the Sierra Leone project. Get something to eat, one of my favorite restaurants soon. By the way, can you see Aliu? Hey Oscar, you're under threat, brother. Let's get into it. Already got my proteins for the day. Right now, the weather in Denmark is freezing balls.
We ask God's blessing on the most hazardous and dangerous.
Yes, sir.
And
Did
greatest
it right.
invention
Didn't want that, huh? Didn't want that. Thank you. Did it right. Gambian checkpoint for you.
Preparing for liftoff.
Myself, Lord and Master, should bring disaster to evil factors.
She's not here. The managing director of the golf course, so we'll have to just do it tomorrow. But I already got a tour, so I already agreed to sign up. So now I just gotta sign up and make it happen. But let's go get something to eat. I'm pretty hungry.
Causes vessels to circulate like constellations reflect at night off the lake. Word to the Father and Mother Earth, seeking everlasting life through this hell for what it's worth. Look, listen, and observe, and watch another sea cycle pulling my peeps to the curb.